Midnight Express and the Bruise Brothers. Don't have to tell you that the fellow in the long trousers in there and the muscular physique is Porkchop's Cash, one of the Bruise Brothers. And in the opposite corner, we've got the contenders for the Midnight Express. And beautiful Bobby and his partner here expect that in defending the title against the Bruise Brothers, they're going to come out here. The Mid-South Tag Team title is at stake in this battle. So Cash hangs on. That's something strange for Cash to do these days, I'll tell you. And stays in there by dragging his opponent right along with him. And on the outside of the ring is superstar Bill Dundee. Dundee is, in a manner of speaking, a substitute. He is taking the place of Troy Graham, who in an unscheduled altercation with the Midnight Express suffered a broken leg and will be laid up for about a year. A year is a long time in an athletic career. And right now, Cash is trying to destroy Dennis up there with a series of attacks from a good premise. If you knock a man's head off, he's going to really be in trouble. Outside, Bill Dundee, and Dundee hangs on while Cash lays it in there. Porkchop. Now the two of them looking to get Dennis Clary in there to lay it in. And Bill Dundee, a man of tremendous reputation, has fit into the spot left by the broken-legged Troy Graham. This is a one-fall match. The Mid-South Tag Team title at stake. And on the outside of that ring is the manager and the man who has caused all of the trouble here in the Mid-South area and in Texas, as Jim Cornette storms up and down that pace. There you can see him in the background now as our floor camera picks him up. But we have wrestling next Sunday, not tomorrow, but next Sunday we will have wrestling here in the Sam Houston Coliseum at 7 o'clock. A super extravaganza that promises to be an explosive card. 24 wrestlers, 10 matches, 6 of them without disqualification. 6 matches without a disqualification in them. And there's a foot in the face that could not be construed as a disqualification, but could certainly give Dennis a rather beautiful Bobby a lot to worry about. He's complaining that it was the kick with the heel of the shoe. He might have been. But I wonder what they thought when they bounced on the leg of Troy Graham and broke that leg in an unscheduled altercation. Cornette's a man who likes... There goes Dundee. Well done. Driving attack by Bill Dundee, and he is set and he is ready. Superstar Bill Dundee. Porkchop laid one in there that time. And believe me, he laid it in there without afterthought. He put it right to his jaw, Dundee on top, and from underneath, beautiful Bobby managed to just squirm his way out. Here comes Porkchop. The tag was legitimate, and Porkchop got in there in time, and we got him now, cutting loose with his style and doing a great job of it. Let me remind you that our ticket office will be open tomorrow at 1919 Caroline. Tomorrow morning, we will be open. We will be open every day until April the 15th at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when the tickets will be moved to the Coliseum. But look at this. Here is this double eagle, a double spread eagle. Listen to those fans. Listen to the uproar of those fans as they jerk loose and spread the beautiful Bobby Eaton and Dennis Condrey, so that each of them were looking for a wishbone. They sure had it. So Porkchop follows up on his advantage. Bill Dundee leads the ring, and we've got the crowd urging Porkchops to maneuver in there and lay it on tight. So now, just for a moment, I think the fans are catching their breath. And if you think they can't catch their breath now, you just be here on Sunday, April 15th for this super extravaganza of 1984. And it's every bit of that. There is a riding reverse. Well, call it what you want. I'm just trying to be polite. But he really bounced them at his bottom. And Bobby Eaton stuck down here in the corner alongside of me and trying to recover with Jim Cornette trying to give him some advice. And Bill Dundee is in the ring holding Dennis Condrey and plastering him with that foot, just laying it in there. Porkchop has now convinced both these fellas that it's time to get out of the ring. And get out they do. We have a fantastic crowd here in the Sam Houston Coliseum tonight. An absolutely capacity crowd, a turnaway crowd. And wrestling has never been better. The crowds have never been better. The action has never been better than it is in 1984. It is a record-breaking year. And there is a tender sight. Well, Cowboy Bill Watts, the one man in the world that you should never, never, never irritate, will be here on Sunday, the 15th of April, and his partner will be Stagger Lee, and he's going to take on the Midnight Express, Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton, and he has in mind tearing Mr. Jim Cornette apart. But let's put it this way. If the Midnight Express, those two guys there, fail to beat Cowboy Bill Watts and Stagger Lee, if they fail to beat him, then we will have Mr. Jim Cornette right up in that ring, right in the center where Porkchop Cash is standing, putting on one of his mother's dresses. We always said he was tied to his mother's apron strings. Now we're going to prove it. And Bill Watts is not the kind of a man who'll let something like this go by. The beating that he took has him wild, and now the crowd here is telling Porkchop to lay it on to him. The noise in here is absolutely thunderous. People are behind, and again, he's got a potent weapon where he bounces up in the and extends that derriere of his. Porkchop's quite a man, but you will know that Junkyard Dog is missing from the wrestling scene right now. But Stagger Lee is back in circulation again, and Stagger Lee will be here on the 15th as Bill Watts' partner, Cowboy Bill Watts. Into that ring comes beautiful Bobby, and he's sorry he did. He started moving in there, and here Porkchop comes in, and Bill Dundee leaping across that gap and taking on both of them. Bill's a fireball. 10 minutes have gone by as Bill Dundee swirls in behind, takes a sleep hold, floors it to him, and Jim Cornette bounces up on the apron, and here comes Porkchop, and right over in front of me to try to threaten him with violence and mayhem to get him out of that spot. But the sleep hold is starting to work. Dennis Condrey comes into the ring and started to maneuver. Now, watch out for Bobby Eaton. Bobby is oh, man, he just clobbered Bill Dundee. Hit him, rabbit punched him, drove into him, and now a cross chop. Tough spot for Bill Dundee. He stepped in here to substitute for a man who got a broken leg, and he's in danger now of getting a broken neck. So now, Dennis Condrey has, Bobby Eaton has come in to clobber Bill Dundee again. They're getting the ring clear, but on top is Condrey. There's one, there's two, there's a foot over the rope, and Dundee, for the moment, is saved and lives to fight another day. Condrey now trying to keep Bill Dundee in the state of unconsciousness or semi-consciousness in which he has him right now. And we got a little smoke screen, and Jim Cornette is using that tennis racket of his as a garret. And Bill Dundee just saved his own bacon that time, but he got up and was a little bit too dazed to find his way directly to the corner. Remember, the next wrestling in the Coliseum will be on Sunday, April 15th, starting at 7. Super Sunday at 7. And a super extravaganza of 1984. And those are big words, but we've got big action. 10 matches, 6 of them without a disqualification clause. No disqualification in 6 of them. And 4 other great battles. And we've got ticket sales that start tomorrow morning, Sunday morning at 1919 Caroline at 9 o'clock. And we will be open every day until it's time to move the tickets over to the Coliseum on Sunday, a week from tomorrow. And we are expecting and anticipating the biggest, the best, the roughest card of them all. And here's Porkchop. And Porkchop is stopped as Dundee is thrown over the ropes and onto the floor and hit with a crash, and is crashed, face first, into the fence around the ring. Face first into the fence, and there comes Dundee trying to stagger up to his feet and move in. And Jim Cornette, with his tennis racket in hand, standing by there and is advising. Now there is Bobby Eaton, has the tennis racket in his hand, and oh man, how he clobbered Bill Dundee that time. On top is Condrey, and Condrey is looking. There's a foot over the rope. Again, a foot over the rope. And Dundee, as he comes up, brings him back, drops him down. There's one, there's two. And it brings beautiful Bobby off that top rope and down onto the back of Dundee. And Dundee is having a tremendous effort in there, but he can't do it alone. He's got to get some fresh muscle in there, and the fresh muscle is Porkchop's cash. Dundee driving in there, and Dundee caught. Condrey on, he can't reach the ropes right now. Dundee can't, but he can push. And he did push, and he did clear the way. And reverse neck breaker. But Dundee just got his teeth into him, and there goes Dundee, going across over to the, agonizingly difficult. He tried to get to his feet to touch his partner, and before he could do it, he had staggered and fallen to the canvas. We are going to have a Texas tornado battle on the 15th of April. 15 minutes gone by here. 4 men in the ring at the same time. It seems like there are 4 men in the ring here. 3 most of the time, and Porkchop here is going to have to be bouncing into that ring a little more often in order to give his partner an opportunity to get out of that ring. A lot of the fans here on the back of Jim Cornette telling him they want to get here and take pictures of him in his mother's dress. And he gets a little pale at the thought, but you can bet that it's on his mind. And here comes Cab Porkchop. And they've got Bill Dundee. Double arm stretch. One is bad enough. And they literally stretched him out. And there's Dundee. He goes for the pin. He goes for the jugular right away. He goes to get him down on the canvas. And the man's a wrestler for sure. And the effort now by Condrey to choke Bill Dundee is taken over by Bobby Eaton. The crowd trying to encourage Bill Dundee. Crashed him in. And Dundee starts for the corner. He's gone a little bit cockeyed. And, I tell you, Eaton just got there in time. He swung in behind him and drove it in there. This crowd is the noisiest, the biggest crowd we have had this year for sure. And capacity is big. And turnaway is big. And we want to tell you that here in the Sam Houston Coliseum, people get their money's worth. Every penny of it. So, Bill Dundee needs to get to cash. He needs to get, well, you saw Bobby Eaton, a handful of hair, and he brought Dundee back. And there goes Dundee, sliding across, touching. In comes Porkchop, driving. And here's Porkchop unleashing, and what a tremendous uproar in this place. People roaring, screaming, and Porkchop's giving them something to scream about. There is a drive across. He's in behind. He's going for the small package. And it was Jim Cornette on the outside there who came up with that tennis racket and clobbered Porkchop's right in the ear. Right smack in the ear. We'll see what happens when Bill Watts joins Stagger Lee here on the 15th of April.